All right, Scorpio, welcome to your weekly horoscope for March 1st to the 7th. My name is Athen. So this week we have a very powerful week. It's leading into March, actually, and March is a very powerful month. And it's all involving this fifth house in particular, where you've had Uranus transiting, squaring up to Pluto for the past 3 years. And so now the fast-moving planets are all going over Uranus in that fifth house. Fifth house is playfulness, creativity, anything that puts a smile on your face, your children, if you have children, working with children, your creative self, romance, could be romantic time for a lot of you, entrepreneurship for those of you involved in new businesses and things of this nature. But it's in essence anything that is about you expressing yourself or you enjoying life that puts a smile on your face. So that's a huge highlight, and it's involving Venus, Mars, which I'll talk about. But it's been this ongoing theme of squaring up to Pluto in your fifth house, excuse me, in your second house, which is about your sense of self-worth. So you guys are restructuring your sense of self-worth and your values, what you enjoy out of life, the sensual pleasures, and it's very powerful, Pluto. So what's happening, first of all, with Pluto is that you guys are going through this constant rejuvenation with your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-value. And that's very powerful because every time you're open to change, it's just you keep rebuilding, you keep rebuilding, you keep rebuilding. You guys are getting more and more powerful here. So whether it's, power to increase your wealth, your abundance, just enjoy life in the simpler sense, the simple life, touch, taste, smell, senses, these types of things, connecting to nature, all of this rebuilding that you're doing there is creating a lot of power in that life, that part of your life. So what's happening is you're having to integrate that stuff with the fifth house. It's not always easy because on one hand, we have all the stuff we enjoy, we want to have fun, we just carefree stuff, and then all this other stuff, which is more material, more grounded, more long-term, the stability and the anchor of our life. You guys are going through a restructuring of your stability and the things that keep you stable in the material side of life, which is, of course, very important. So it's integrating that. This is the last month of this squaring up of energy. They go exact. This is it. Ongoing theme for 3 years. Now, last transformations and changes taking place here next week, actually. And so that's going to lead us into April and beyond. But this week, it's very opportunistic. Lots of optimism and excitement, some new things coming up, and it's involving your fifth house. So let's look at it. Sunday and Monday, we've got Venus going over your South Node in that fifth house. So first of all, this is for some of you, it's romance. For some of you, it's a new relationship with your children or anyone you're involved with on a creative level, which again could be romance. But the reason is you've had Venus transiting that fifth house, so you have connections here, right? You have connections through enjoying life. And so Venus going over the South Node is releasing a lot of old energies and old ideas regarding these fifth house things, old values, things you thought you once enjoyed or once enjoyed connecting to, whether it's people, values, things like this. You're learning this Sunday and Monday time period. You want to reflect on it. It's very important. Reflecting time, I feel, is to see how these things are, the old. It's past life or it's past this life of energies that you no longer value. You no longer enjoy these things. And what that'll do is that'll free up a lot of this Venusian energy, which then can be channeled towards the North Node, which is in your 11th house of your groups, friends, community, anything you're doing to give back, to contribute, the gains you get from your work, the enjoyment and satisfaction you get from your work. That's all 11th house. Your visions, your ideals, the big picture stuff. That's where your North Node's transiting all year. So that's where you want to focus energy, but you're going to feel the fifth house this week and this month because there's things changing. There's transformations happening with your self-expression and fun, which is going to create positive foundations and change for you for the rest of the year, you see. So I think being open to releasing is going to be the most important thing for all of us, and for you it's in particularly relating to that fifth house. Mercury opposes up to Jupiter and sextiles up to Uranus on Monday as well. So that's involving that fifth house with that Uranus energy. This can mean something new and exciting. Okay, again, something fun, something romantic, something creative coming up. But in either case, a good imagination, a good understanding of these things with Mercury. So Mercury has been transiting your guys' third house of communication, learning, teaching, sharing. So I think you guys have learned a lot in general over the past many weeks, actually, with this retrograde in that third, learning more about yourself and how your consciousness is too. And so that's a positive excitement for you guys this week in particular. And so mix things up. This is right off the bat. It's a time to have fun, enjoy yourself, be your true authentic self, express it, let it out, and at the same time be willing to let the old go. And you'll find that very freeing and in this sense very exciting and enjoyable. On Tuesday, Jupiter trines up to that Uranus, feeling optimistic about it. This whole week is laying a foundation for the rest of the month, and it's very positive. So we want to get this momentum going with this positivity here. And it's the full moon energy, so the energies are full. But Jupiter's been transiting your ninth house of your life path and destiny and travel, anything that expands you either physically, emotionally, or spiritually, or intellectually. And so he's retrograde, that Jupiter, so you're reflecting on these things perhaps, but in either case I think you've learned something. You're learning something very important about that ninth house and about your fun and excitement and creativity and these types of things. So see the opportunities, but make something of it, ground it. We want to see the opportunities, but we want to apply it now for the next few months while this aspect is still finishing up here with Jupiter and Uranus, is take those opportunities and make something of it. Bring that excitement into your life. Express yourself. Allow that light to shine of that fifth house. On Wednesday, Venus goes over Uranus in that fifth, so that's something. That's enjoying sudden people, sudden romance, sudden new relationships, new creative things, whatever in that fifth house. So in a nutshell, Venus transiting that fifth is that you guys have been either expressing yourself more with your relationships, having fun. There's an opportunity there for that, and so continue with that. And I think just integrating that with that Pluto energy of your sense of self-worth, you're just integrating that new sense of value or whatever's going on with that second house into the relationship stuff, then that's going to be the key for you. That Venus trines up to Jupiter, optimistic again about these things. Okay, very, very optimistic. Mars goes over South Node, fifth house. So a lot of old things that perhaps you thought you once wanted or desired in regards to the fifth house, let go. Again, release, because what'll happen here is just like Venus, but with Mars, is you'll gain more motivation, more drive, more ambition. And that, as the weeks and months progress, you'll be able to channel more of that into the North Node, which, like I said, for the whole year is about those big picture things, those ideals, those visions, and the satisfaction perhaps that you get from your work. So yeah, that's the Mars energy. And I think it's wanting to let go of a lot of old things relating to that fifth house. Now, the full moon is taking place in your 10th, actually. So you guys are coming up to a high time with your work or public sector. If you guys have been putting in energy towards that for the last 6 months or for the last month in particular. And so it's a high time for you here with the work or anything public. So see that. It's an illuminating time. See the work. It's the top of the chart too. So you have an overall life perspective on the whole systems and structures of your life. So reflecting around Thursday would be very powerful. And then have fun. It's in Leo. It's also sextiling up to that Pluto on Thursday. Express yourself, right? And that's going to create a nice positive transformation towards all the major shifts happening. Saturday and Sunday, the sun goes over Chiron in that fourth house. You guys recently came up to a new beginning here a couple weeks ago. New ideas or things around home, family, past, or the things that you're emotionally or sentimentally connected to. So continue with that over the weekend. The energy is full moon energy is going to go over Chiron over the weekend. And that's healing that's taking place with these matters. Be open to healing in those areas, and I think you'll find that to be a very enjoyable weekend. All right, Scorpio, have a fantastic week. Thank you again for all of your support. Please share with the community your personal experiences of this week, because we're all going to have very different, unique things happening. If you'd like me to take a look at your personal chart and how these aspects are affecting you personally, please get in touch, and I'll talk to you all next week. Take care.